I used to think Doechii was not like, I'm so sorry, you guys. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Okay. It's really embarrassing for me to admit this, but I would see Doechii perform and I'm like, okay, that's great and all, but like, what else? I was hyper critical of Doechii. I'm not even gonna lie. Hey, you guys. Welcome to Tiny Gratitude, where tiny joy is big joy and we are rich because we count our blessings. So today I wanted to express gratitude for a couple things. Mainly, like, y'all saw Doechii's new video, right? Girl Get Up with SZA. I know you saw it. I know you were in awe like I was. First of all, the thing about Doechii is like, she's just an ethereal being. Girl, the highlighter, the body, the vibe, being on the yacht at night, it was just very magical for me. It was beautiful. I've always felt like Doechii was just so incredibly gorgeous, and it was so refreshing because she's not Instagram gorgeous, she's real life gorgeous. Like, I'm looking at God like, bro, you make people like that? That's what you do? I mean, I know like anything is possible through you, but dang, that's crazy. I've been listening to that song on repeat. I have no clue what SZA is saying, and I had to look up the lyrics and I still don't know what she's saying. She said something about levitating, and I love that for her. It sounds on brand. I feel like SZA's like a tarot baddie, you know? She's like a magical spiritual baddie. So is Doechii. I'm acting like I know these people. I don't, but this is the image that they're going with. So anyway, as I was watching that video, I really just started contemplating, and I was just like, yo, like, I feel like Doechii's about to do I feel like Doechii's going through a rebrand in a way. Like, okay, maybe not like a rebrand, but I feel like she's just gonna come back harder than ever before. It got me thinking about Doechii. And then I was just like, you know what? I used to think Doechii was not like, I'm so sorry, you guys. Like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm sorry. Okay. It's really embarrassing for me to admit this, but I would see Doechii perform and I'm like, okay, that's great and all, but like, what else? I was hyper critical of Doechii. I'm not even gonna lie. First of all, y'all know, I mean, if you know me in real life, I guess. But anyway, I'm an academic. Okay, I'm literally a whole professor. I get very critical about these things because I'm like, what is it that you're putting out into the world? As a rap girly, what are you putting out? What's the message? What's the movement? So it wasn't until the Grammys, it wasn't until she won Best Rap Album of the Year that I understood the movement. It wasn't until that speech when I was crying and I called my mom and I said, I need you to watch this. And then we were both basically crying because she was speaking directly to us. She was speaking to the Black girls and the Black women and the big dreamers, that then I understood, like, okay, Doechii. Okay, and I went and I actually listened to her album. I actually listened to Alligator Bites Never Heal. When I tell you, I was in the middle of my thesis and I was at a crossroads and I was scared to do the thing that I really wanted to do, which was like family interviews and all of these things. I was afraid of being authentic. When I tell you that Doechii's speech and listening to her album and then listening to Nosebleeds the day after, when I tell you that that was fuel, like, I ate that up. I ate it up and I went on a fucking marathon. And I finished my thesis and it felt so good. And I felt like Doechii was right there with me. I know that on the internet, we talk a lot about like parasocial relationships and how we don't really know these celebrities, but the energy that an artist puts out into the world is real. I don't know Doechii. I don't know her. I just know the energy and the words that she's putting out there. I feel like I was a part of the movement that she started. So the whole, like, you know, I don't really care what drama she finds herself in, but I care about her lyrics and I care about the intention behind her songs for me. You know what I mean? Like, if it's a fun intention and I'm having fun, that's real. If it's a contemplative intention and I'm contemplating now, then that is real. When you listen to something, you're really getting that energy. There's synergy between the artist and the audience. To bring it back to Girl Get Up, it just reminded me that I had this whole perception of Doechii before I really realized what she was trying to do with her music. It kind of made me think about how she had to realize what she was really doing with her music. She had to be clear with herself about what she was doing with her music, and then therefore she could reach a whole new audience like me. But at the same time, I'm going to question, like, what is this doing for the greater good? Once I finished being in awe at Girl Get Up, and I started thinking about Doechii and like my own journey with Doechii, I did start thinking about how she said, right? Like, please, I hope that this is true still. But anyway, so she said that she actually did pick up this book, The Artist's Way, and she was doing this. And then she recently just posted that video when she was like, oh, like, what if I was just like totally 100% unapologetically myself? And I realized like I'm on a similar journey. I got this book like months ago and I'm finally starting it. When I did my first morning pages today, and technically you're not supposed to share your morning pages, they're just supposed to be for you, but I do want to share something with you guys. So in the morning pages, when I was writing, I was thinking like, you know, I am so grateful for autonomy. Like, you guys, I can't control everything, but I can control enough to where I can live the reality that I want to each day. And I'm thankful. Like, I'm so thankful for that. Now, I'm talking from like a personal perspective, but then I'm also kind of pulling from like a collective and a historical perspective. As a Black woman, I feel like it is imperative for me to continue every single day to ask questions like, who am I? What do I want my reality to look like? How do I maintain my authenticity? How do I ground myself in my core? Because every single day that I walk outside, I get hit with like, what I should do, who people think I am, stereotypes, misconceptions, like whatever the fuck, okay? So it's good to keep centering yourself by discovering yourself. And self-discovery can feel a little chaotic and you could be like, how is that centering? But it's always good to come back to the question of just like, what do you want? I don't care about what anybody else wants out there on the internet, outside, in your community. You only get one life. What do you want? Ask yourself that and try not to be blinded, swayed, dissuaded, persuaded by anybody else. They don't matter. They just don't matter. They don't matter. They don't matter. They don't matter. Only you have to live in your body. I was thinking about that in the collective and historical perspective in terms of Reconstruction era, like after Black slaves were freed and our ancestors had to think like, dang, well, what am I going to do with this newfound freedom? Even though the Emancipation Proclamation was 100+ years ago, I'm still channeling that energy of like, I have this freedom, what am I going to do with it? Because I'm not going to take it for granted. If I was newly liberated today, what would I do? And if the answer to that is go turn up, oh well, be young and turn, like sure, there's other things that I want to do, but sometimes that's enough. I just want to get out of that, like out of being so judgmental about what I want to do with my time, what I want to do with my body, what I want to do with my career, what I want to do with my day-to-day, because I think as Black people and as descendants of enslaved people, we're still figuring out what feels good to us. I really want to accept that process and honor that process, and I don't have to have it figured out. I'm sure a lot of people will understand this and relate to it, but I'm just trying to get out the historical importance. As Black people, don't get caught up in the weeds of what you should be doing. Be flexible. Be flexible because it is still new. We're still trial and error. It, and that's okay. That's okay. I guess I'm just like anti people getting on the internet and telling you like exactly how you should live your life. I think understanding what values you have and moving through life with those values is great, but exactly how you should act, especially these dating things, like, okay, that's a little tangent. I'm not even gonna go on to that. Maybe I will one day, but I just want to keep it at being so thankful that I get to create my own reality and I get to do that work. Yeah, that's just like where I want to keep it. As a Black woman, I'm just thankful for that. And I get to play around with that every single day. And it can sometimes feel very heavy and it can sometimes feel almost like a burden, but it's not. The most important thing that you'll ever do in your life is create your reality. Figure out what you want that to be and then go create it. Thank you to Doechii. Thank you to The Artist's Way. Thank you to the ancestors. If you're interested in gratitude and authenticity, hit that subscribe button and join me. And if you haven't already seen, I am doing a gratitude list every single day for a year via YouTube Shorts, Instagram coming soon. I'm tracking how doing a gratitude list every single day changes my life because I think that that is so important as a grounding practice. All right, I'll see you guys. Stay safe and stay happy.